Hello, my name is Candy Vickman, and today I would like to present a topic that I want a lot of people to think about, and I have chosen to do my presentation and informational speech over drunk driving. Most people are not aware that the average is an individual will drive while impaired by alcohol for about 80 times before they're actually caught by law enforcement officers and receive any type of citation for driving under the influence. Add to that, 50 to 70% of individuals who have had their driving privileges suspended or removed will continue to drive while they do not have any driving privileges. What I'd like to challenge you to today is to think. Consider your options, think differently, be prepared in the event that you ever face a situation where you're having to make a decision about whether you should drive. Be aware of the risks and how prevalent driving under the influence is in our society. Know some resources that are available to you and weigh the risks. Really consider your options and what you stand to lose. I frequently do not talk about my employment. I work with the Oklahoma Department of Public Safety, and I have been there for about 10 years. And in that time, I have dealt with removing driving privileges for individuals for various aspects. Obviously, we do anything from individuals who drive without insurance to the people who forget to go pay a ticket, or driving under the influence, attempting to elude an officer, and literally everything in between. I've seen driving under the influence cause a lot of problems. I've never seen alcohol solve any issues. I've seen it ruin families. I've seen it take lives. And primarily I've seen it cause financial ruin for so many people. They just don't realize the expense. They don't realize the cost of not being able to drive to work or not being able to provide for their families. And frequently they don't own up to their own responsibilities. They'll sit in my office and complain that I am the reason that they are not able to drive and do for their family. And everybody always has an excuse. They had to go to the store to get milk because the baby was crying and they were out and they didn't have any other plans. Or they were out with friends and they were the least intoxicated of the group and therefore they needed to be the ones to drive. It's a huge problem in our culture, in our society. It's just a huge prevalence that people think, oh, it's a mindset of I'll just have one or two drinks and I'll be fine. And I hope today to give you some tips and some resources and some information that you may not have considered to make better choices. In the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration research study in the 10-year period from 2006 to 2016, there were over 10,000 fatality collisions specifically related to alcohol instances. That roughly equates to one person losing their life due to alcohol and vehicles every hour. In just looking at the statistics for the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration for the year of 2016, there were over 1,000 children that lost their lives. We're talking children that are under the age of 14. Sadly, more than 50% of the time, these children that lose their lives, it's at the hands of their own parents. The excuse, I've got to take the baby to the store because I didn't come prepared and we're out of milk and the baby's crying. Or I just had to run to the quick shop to get me something to snack on because I was hungry. I challenge you to do more, to think more, to consider having no excuses, to know that your body can only get rid of alcohol at a certain rate, and it doesn't matter whether you drink a special concoction or whether you drink coffee or what you're doing to try to sober up. Statistically, your body is only able to dissipate alcohol at a rate of about 1 drink per hour. There's many variables that go into how intoxicated and how quickly a person is intoxicated, as well as how quickly their body gets rid of alcohol. And like it or not, statistically, your sex, ethnicity, your weight, even your food consumption will play a role in how quickly your body gets rid of that alcohol. And a lot of people also don't realize when they're looking at consuming alcohol what a true serving is. A single serving is a 12-ounce beer, just one, not the whole case. It's just one shot of whiskey or some type of a mixed drink. It's only a 5-ounce glass of wine. And an average man, we're going to say a 160 to 200 pound man, in 4 single serving drinks within an hour is well over any state's legal limit. When it comes to women, if we bring the weight down a little bit, 140 to 180 pounds, she would be over the legal limit by having 3 drinks inside of an hour. So I would challenge you basically to have a drill in place, just like you would prepare for a tornado here in Oklahoma, or like you would prepare with your kids for a house fire. You want to make sure everybody gets out alive. So same thing applies when you're looking at going out with friends. Make sure you have a designated driver. Make sure that you have an emergency plan in case somebody gets sick in the middle of the night and needs to go to the hospital and you were just relaxing at home. There are resources available. We're all aware of the Tipsy Toe that's available through AAA, but things like Uber, you can use the code DADO. That's D like Delta, A like Alpha, D like Delta, O like Oscar. That will get you up to a $20 free ride home if your designated driver has ditched you and started drinking. You can also use the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration's Safer Ride. It's all one word, Safer Ride. And that app is used to help locate you in case you're at a club somewhere and we're at a friend's house and not sure where you're at. It will also store and call numbers for like a taxi, or it'll call a friend so that you can have someone that safely gets you home. I would like people to be more aware and realize that even a single serving of alcohol can put you over the legal limit. It's such a difficult task to look at body weight ratios and how you dissipate alcohol, but even a single drink can put you over that legal limit, and even a single drink can affect and impair your ability to see and your visual acuity and how quickly you react and your ability to concentrate. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration has a app that's a 360 interactive program that you can use. It's kind of like a video game, and it will allow you to simulate what the reaction time difference is and how things can go differently based on your choices. At this point, I've not even touched on injury collisions. We're only discussing fatality collisions. The Mothers Against Drunk Driving website has huge amounts of information and resources available. When you're looking at injuries alone, you're looking at 100 per day that are specifically related to alcohol and vehicle collisions. That's injuries at more than a rate of 30 people per hour per day. That's a huge number of people. So I would challenge you, when you're looking at the statistics of 10,000 people per year that are losing their lives, more than 1,000 children each year that are losing their lives, I would challenge you, if you're sitting at home relaxing for the weekend, or if you're out with friends and you have a 12 pack of beer and you're going to sit down and just relax. Consider if that 12 pack was some type of soda, your favorite type of soda. Would you drink it with the same intensity and in the same time frame, in the same way that you would drink the beer? If not, you might want to consider or reconsider why you're choosing to relax in that way. And I challenge you to think of your options, think of having a plan in place so that you're not faced with ultimate choices and possibly taking someone's life, obviously not your own. And also to consider what exactly are you willing to lose if you choose to drink and drive.